Yeah.
They weren't challenged.
They never really had to change anything today. In fact, both of their game plans for both maps just worked utterly flawlessly. There was nothing. It didn't look like they yesterday when they faced against Heroic and even Nordovan to an extent. There were some changes that we saw here on the couch that we thought Fnatic would implement, and they just kind of didn't. So hopefully today, as they face Contact, they'll show us a more complete game.
All right, well, the bomb is making its way towards the A site, but there's a couple players going down underpass as well, so it's going to be a little bit of an A split. But it's an A retake set up here, so pretty standards, honestly, as far as Mirage pistols go. Yeah. Although Brolan is investigating. So Fnatic are already preemptively rotating to the A site, so maybe a chance to deny a plant even.
This is a unique situation always where the flank is it timed well enough? Is he moving too fast or too slow to the point where they get the plant and then check the flank? But Fnatic's allowing them all the real estate they want right now while they get ready to mount their retake, and they're going to be waiting for that big flank.
Ooh, wow.
And they didn't really need to wait for too much longer. They go straight into a 5 versus 2.
Just Otto and Emmy remain. Oh, wow, they brought it back, actually. It's just Emmy now in a 1v2, and he's taken down by Brolan. Good stuff from Fnatic. That got it pretty hairy, actually, but good for them.
You know what's funny right now is as we're watching these rounds, I feel like as a player, I'm just waiting for Dan to go into play-by-play mode. I'm like, I can hear Dan's voice like I'm watching a VOD or something. I'm like, Dan, take it away. 2 versus 2 situation. They bring it back.
Hey, man, we'll maybe get that intensity if
let me know what I need to
some
do.
sick plays.
I need to pass it over to you mid-round, and Dan with the final plan.
You be you, Jordan. You be you.
Interesting, though. That went back and forth a couple times right there, from 3K to 3K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels so good when you're on that CT side of Mirage. You get to start off with some good economy, but the force buy comes in. It's always pretty difficult to deal with, so I should shut up because, yep, the AK and the Scout are going to deliver a couple kills right at the beginning of the round. So it's a hard round to deal with, and Esperanto picks up a freebie as well around the side of the smoker on A ramp, and so life is pretty bad for Fnatic right now. It's pretty bad. How do you feel about this second round buy still, Jordan? I know this has been a feature for a long time, and the Krieg has now been nerfed at least, which makes it a little bit better, I guess, but still.
I mean, we were having a conversation yesterday with Christine and Fifth about like, would 13 round or MR12 like be viable because of this kind of thing, but it's still cool to see those rounds. Like, you still have to force them to win it. I don't know. It's weird because you don't have a lot of util. It's not much of a gimme as people would think winning pistol, and you, especially on a map like Mirage where it lends itself to that, like Esperanto just like walking a ramp there, like, you know, you peek stairs and you die. It's like a Galil which can totally frag you. So I don't know. I enjoy watching the fact that there's not as much of the reset these days, but I know some people don't like that, like Sean, for instance, right?
Yeah, I'm more with you on your side of things, actually. I think that there's a lot of arguments for it, but we'll see if there's any hope here for Fnatic. I mean, whenever they have pistols, they always have, you know, there's always a possibility with Fnatic. It's hard to count them out, but Contact's also a pretty drilled team these days, so they have some good anti-eco, anti-force buy protocols, and they're actually creeping up for this B split, which is going pretty well. They've actually circumvented most of the CT positions, so looks like the bomb's going to go down, and on a retake, there's not really anything that Fnatic can do.
Yeah, they were pretty all in on, seems like a connector A stack here. Even a player towards CT right now in Flusha, he's not even really playing a bomb site, just also quick to rotate wherever he's needed.
We were talking yesterday about how, like, because some of these guys, they all have experience on contact, but like obviously less than like the Fnatic players. But it seems like a lot of these new age players that kind of grew in CS:GO specifically have, like, over time they have better and better like fundamental approach to like just map strategy, right? Like, I feel like when we'd see some of the up-and-coming NA teams that have, like, good aim or something, there's always, like, oh, this one guy just runs up and dies for no reason when they have no one complimenting his position. And I feel like the way they took Cat and the way they did up for B pressure there is very simple, but, like, they're doing things in a more proper way.
It's like textbook.
Yeah, this was not the Contact of a few months ago, though. They looked like you described.
Okay,
yeah,
and that's fair enough. Yeah,
they had a lot of problems at Flashpoint. Whether it's early round, mid round, their defaults look pretty spread out and individual based. We'll see if when it's not an anti-eco, if they can actually hold up to Fnatic, or will they kind of fall into some of those traps. It seems like they are a more well-drilled team, though. I've seen them in the last couple weeks a little bit more, and I think they've ironed out a few things, but I think their map pool is still really thin right now. But with this veto, actually, it bodes really well for them, because it's two of the maps that they've been playing a lot during Mirage.
Yeah, Mirage always seemed like just such a home map for them.
Yes.
And, well, we have an assault on the A bomb side. There are just pistols here for Fnatic, so we can't expect too much, but perhaps they can create an opportunity. There is a dink onto Emmy, but Snappy's going to pick up the kill onto Flusher, and Snappy's definitely a good addition, the kind of addition you would want to add more organization, but JW, if he could get this kill, oh, there you go. And that's an AK-47, so you could decide to save this, but it's actually a 4v3, so looks like there are problems here for Contact. They haven't got the bomb down just yet. Snappy's fighting out of a desperate situation, able to get a kill around triple, but there is someone hiding at CT, and all of a sudden, it's looking really bad now for Contact. However, the bomb is making it sprint towards that B site, so... Oh, God! Wow.
That's the most JW thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not. He's been playing too much Valorant, thinks he can shoot on ladders.
Well, I like this play here from Ships, and he immediately gets shut down by... I was going to give him like the shiny-headed warrior nickname for Crims, but... Crims is such a beast, always so steady, but... I like that play from Ships. You're in 1v3, you got to try to go get an early kill and give yourself the 1v2.
Yeah.
The very winnable 1v2 with the cat plant. So. Oh, well. 2-2 now. As we're talking about the casual round, that brings back to your question, Dan, about these buys. That wasn't even really that good of a buy from Fnatic, and they still won the round. So how does that affect that combo?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that the more gun rounds that you can have for both teams, it does, like, it creates a situation where there's more tools to do more stuff. So the better team will win. It's just not as much about the momentum specifically from economy. But tactically, you still have to be amazing. Strategically, you still have to be really smart. So yeah, I think it's just two different ways of thinking about Counter-Strike in the economy for sure. But so we're going to get a mid effort here. 3 smokes down on middle and a quick kill onto Ship. So Contact's down 4 players already at the early stage of their default, which kind of sucks.
Ooh. Like Otto with the kill over there. And Golem is in a nice spot to bait his teammate.
Yeah, heads up play though for him to be passive B right there after they get the 5v4. He doesn't need to stay ladder room because he's kind of forcing the T's to take mid control. And that small protocol allows him to be in a position to trade that little upper B prod, and we're back into a 4v3 advantage for Fnatic.
Oh, but Fnatic have read this so well. They're already in such great positions to defend the full B hit from Contact right now. Quite a few players, but it might not matter. Emmy taking down JW there, and it's just Crims left on the bomb site, and he's eliminated by Esperanto out of nowhere. It's just Flusha.
That didn't look like that was supposed to happen.
They had... No. They had 3 players still on the site.
That I don't even know if you call that a whiff. The guy was jumping and landed and headshotted him at catwalk, and I didn't see the other kill. And then Crims trying to sneak, and Esperanto just goes for the swing. And back to a 1-round lead for Contact.
That's kind of how a lot of people envisioned this Contact lineup when it was coming together, that there was a lot of firepower on it, that you would expect rounds like that where they're not supposed to win, and players like Esperanto would just come alive out of nowhere, out of thin air, bringing them rounds. And I don't think we've seen a lot of it from Contact before, the last couple of weeks or so. But now that they've found their stride and have confidence in their strategies and their teamwork and their trading, it feels like it's enabled their players in a way where their individual skills surprisingly shine more now that they're working more as a unit.
Yeah, I always thought Otto was a pretty good AWPer, but not on the map yet. But hopefully, he'll be able to have more of an impact just, having a team and not having players stolen from his team. And they can actually be able to make a dent in the EU scene.
Yeah, I think Otto is actually really legit. So I'm looking forward to... I think this is such a good map for him as well, especially on the CT side. He's got a really good balance of doing his job as an AWPer in terms of the more passive end of things, but also knowing how to deal with the really aggressive back-to-the-wall type situations. So looking forward to seeing some of that on display in the series today. We do have c0ntact going for the mid take, and JW's actually gets headshot through the wall. That's kind of annoying for JW, unable to make a shot happen. And that also means that they know that he was there, but now the smoke goes down. They can't be sure as to whether or not he escaped that position or not. And Connect is taken by c0ntact as well. So the question is what the next move is, but there's two players for c0ntact already coming down.
JW, the famous butcher that is JW, was taken to the meat shop. Because it's now a 4 versus 3, but Crim's in a position that might be able to get him one more.
Cool. Classic Crim stuff in connector. Ooh, Emmy's got some moves as well. Although he's got 6 HP left.
Yeah, Crims wins these. Even with 100 HP, he's firm.
Strong. Works out.
Strong.
He always takes the strong angles. Every time I play Crims, I always know this dude that's like, you're just going to keep getting wider and wider on you. You know he's taking this fight.
Smart.
He's such an iconic player as well, like around the stairs. And I mean, that's what you played a lot of the time, right, Jordan, as well? So I imagine you must have studied some
I learned a lot
Crims.
from him. In bomb sites, his like Cash B, just like he was the first guy who I saw sit in a corner and didn't think he was a noob for doing it. He knew exactly how long to sit in these corners at the site, and then just
yeah, he was the first like really great stairs player on Mirage. I'd say like stairs and connector.
Kind of sliding between palace kills and bottom connector. And
you like looking after them with the whole map. It's such a tough position. If you die, it's real bad. Rob's moved to that position end of last year as well, which is good. All right, MP9 doing some work here for Fnatic, only briefly though, as the trades come through and the site's taken. Crims though doing more damage. That's actually the bomb down for a moment, and it needs to go down and be planted, but Snappy's going to collect that to make sure that can happen. Otto is going to be covering him. 2 players from Market, 1 from Catwalk. And Crims is just, he's turning up so far today. Here goes Otto though. First one, but not JW. There you go. Fnatic pick it up. I feel like Fnatic are kind of rising to the level of their opponent already.
They seem to do that sometimes.
Yeah. They're definitely a team that tend to do it. That's what surprised me in the last game where they were played against Pact. I expected them to kind of be a little more complacent, but they were like, actually no, we're gonna destroy these guys.
Yeah, they don't want to lose them.
Yeah,
they don't want to lose them.
Today looks like it's all business for Fnatic,
as
opposed to yesterday. Definitely some lapses.
The c0ntact B take right there was actually pretty decent, and even though Snappy was just a little ahead of his teammates and couldn't get the kill immediately on B, but c0ntact still be able to follow, take the site, and at least get a bomb plant. Fortunately, Crims was hitting some nice shots, and he's got a little lucky. It happens.
Yeah, looks like there'll be a hero AK here for c0ntact. Esperanto either dropped this or had a little bit more money. I think Emmy actually dropped him the AK, and so kind of a hero purchase from c0ntact. Actually, they will force behind it in the last few seconds of freeze time. So they will go for the force buy. Fnatic may not expect this, but I don't think it'll change their approach too much either way.
looks like another A take that are the smokes that the only smokes people know in matchmake. But they're not going to throw them. This is kind of like a weird. What's the thought here?
Yeah, this is really dry, and it's not working out too well for them just yet. It doesn't look like it will. There's still 2 players alive for them in Chips and Emmy. One at Palace, the other at Tetris right now. JW actually missing the shot onto Ships, who's able to find the kill, and that actually gives c0ntact a little bit of breathing room. But as they back off, Golden is right here on the flank, able to find the bomb, and he knows that last player was Palace. That's going to be Emmy on 25 HP. And Golden's giving him some space, but as I say that, Golden actually peeks out wide, and Emmy takes him out.
What's interesting about that play is, I forget the team who started throwing it. I think it might have been a Russian team where they would just throw the right side smokes as you run out with them, right? I thought something like that would at least come, but like they literally were like, let's strat, no, strat, okay, swing ramp. I was like, what? Which you know, if you catch the timing, it can work. So I wonder if there's a thought about, like, they knew he was or wasn't opping that spot, or thought he was or wasn't opping spot. I don't know.
There might have been some miscomm that there was some mid presence being shown from Fnatic. I think that would have
warranted a
that
pop.
This is a really intelligent play from Emmy, though. Oh man, if he had just a little more HP, he got the jump on Brolin right there.
You know, if he had the actual rifle, that
That's
probably.
Pretty, he just makes noise running upper B and then watches the fall off flank.
He stayed there for over 20 seconds too.
Yeah.
He was so patient. Just any better gun, and he actually would have won that one. A very smart play, but I guess he didn't take into account his weaponry and the speed with which Brolin would react. So Fnatic finally got a little bit of breathing room here as they'll be facing upgraded pistols. I mean, I say that in Contact, they're a team that's very lethal with these kinds of weapons.
Fnatic's actually doing a pretty good job of adjusting their CT side, stacking sites to where Contact's kind of working towards. You see at least 3 people in this B bomb site waiting for Shifts to make a move here. He's at the van, and here they come.
Good entry from Ships there, taking down Brolin, but playing in the smoke is JW. This can amount to quite a few kills. He's made some noise, but it doesn't even seem like this flank really matters. It's just Snappy that remains in the 3v1. He's been spotted at this point, and JW is quick to take him out.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see teams do that when they know the buy is a little less. They don't worry about as much as mid, and they play that 2B, and then if they hear clear something earlier, spot mid's clear, that window guy will kind of lean B2, and then they'll play retake A. And so that's kind of looks like what happened there.
Yeah, it's a good call given the economy situation they knew for Contact was going to be coming out.
Back to peek and hope we get a couple frags.
That's a good start.
Dan, did you get a little snack?
Yeah, man.
Is that good for the ring work? Is that good for the ring work?
Dude,
there?
I'm all about the carbs. Okay, give me all of the carbs.
I'm gonna have to make
it's,
you
it's, for performance, you know.
Pasta later or something.
Give me that carbonara right now.
Ooh.
I've been making that so much during quarantine.
Carbonara?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done all the
We're
Roman
going
pastas.
to your Airbnb. Let's go.
Actually, we don't have all the ingredients this time, but I did get pasta.
Jesper, not happy about getting knife Wexel. Trying to get a little. I said that last name wrong. Swedish.
It happens. You know, just gotta go with it. You know, be confident in your wrongness.
People will just accept it since it's you saying it. They'll just think that's right.
Nothing is correct. Zypex.
Zypex.
Zype.
I like you gave it the nasally Zypex.
Yeah.
You've probably gotten crap over that one, huh? I feel like every commentator has gotten crap like he's saying it wrong. Zipnik.
Well, it's weird because like initially, if like he was kind of like trolling people because we were like, "What is it? What? How do you say your name?" He's like, "Oh, I don't really care." Like no, and like he knows that he has the power to settle the debate, but he just chose to not do that in that moment. But it transpired that the way that he intended it was that it would be Zipex because the 9 is supposed to be just an E.
Upside down, right? Yeah.
So yeah, and then it got, but then I think Anism and Jason definitely decided that we want to still call them Zipniks. So then there's this split in like the broadcast team, like no one can settle on what's correct. So, but there's all sorts of things like with Zaiwu is supposed to be Ziwu.
Yes.
But he prefers, like, he thinks Zaiwu sounds cool, and like there's other players that have a similar thing where they think, oh, that sounds cool, even though it's not correct. So you can use it to do that. I don't care.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, nothing was meant.
Miscoms right there
and
from
Contact.
Ship saw the molly in there, and yet he still jumps in to try to get the jump on
He didn't care.
a player, and it doesn't work out for him. And, oh, this is falling apart now for Contact. 3v3 in what was a 5v3, and Fnatic are in a good position, actually, to try to bring this one all the way back, especially with JW's position. Oh, the jump across, but Emmy does get tagged, and the spam follows. Crims finds the kill, and it's just 2 Contact players remaining on the bomb site.
They're playing it so beautifully well, Fnatic, right now. Like, Crims doesn't have to do almost anything here. He's just picking the precise moment to push. And Oste doesn't really have that many options. He's going to go aggressive to try to isolate these players. Nice shot by Brolan. And I just love how static they were. You know, Krim's just sitting there by trouble. He knows all he has to do is just hold the angle. He doesn't have to make a move. It's up to c0ntact to make a play to plant the bomb. And they can't actually cross into the angles that they know Krim's and his teammate were already holding. So just great experience and discipline.
JW probably too, giving calls right there. Hey, hold, I got the angle.
Yeah.
And they kind of, saw everything you just said right there.
Those are the kind of rounds, though, if you're on c0ntact, that can break your spirits a little bit. Just, you had a 5v3 and you started making some unnecessary moves, like the jump into window and a Molotov, and just...
You know, that feels like 500 IQ in the moment, though. I've been there. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm going to kill this guy.
Yeah. It's pretty tough, and now they just go for a flat-out A-scrim, and it falls on its face.
I think c0ntact needs to slow it down here, maybe call a timeout, kind of reset the situation, because they just had guns right there and really just sent some people middle, some people A. Not really a timing to where the mid could help the A pinch, or maybe the A could help the mid pinch in a way. It's just
that was really disjointed.
Just thrown out there.
I could expect c0ntact to have better T sides since Snappy's there, but I like if they get 5 rounds, I'm not super worried for them because I think they'll be much stronger on the CT side than their T side.
Yeah, their individuals really shine on their CT side.
Yeah.
Any player can just bust open a round with a couple kills out of nowhere, and they're all just so good at locking down their spots as well.
It's just weird. I mean, if you have a map pick, you'd think that the T side would be something special.
Yeah.
You know, like we have some tricks up our sleeves, but not really many tricks coming out from c0ntact. It's a lot of normal stuff that we've seen so far, other than the careless plays.
Well, let's see if they can perhaps turn it around with this with these pistols. They've got 3 grenades. Only 1 is a smoke, and they're looking to go for that B plant. And there's a lot of running right now, so JW's actually going to get up there. He's going to look for a collateral kill, I'm sure. There's a lot of people lining up. They're very close. This is so scary right now. How many is he going to get? There's obviously someone right around the corner. And he's going to nail Emmy straight in the face, and there might be more to be had here. Perfect timing on the Molotov there as well. That's going to do a lot of damage. And Broline will finish at least Esperanto off. And c0ntact have to be careful not to get too stuck in the apartments here because the rotation's already through.
Wow, great shot there by Auton.
Okay, a bit awkward now. Golden just out there.
Fnatic still has HP on their sides though, but the numbers are not.
Oh, Otto.
And he's giving him a little bit of that Finnish summer heat.
Oh, nice taps onto the ships, and the remainder, as you said, they're really low. The plant's coming through, and Crims has that smoke, so he can actually do a lot with this. And he's also feeling it, that is for sure. He's really focused right now in this game. We've seen some really good moments from Crims. He's just trying to eliminate some of these positions, and it's going to be very difficult for Crims. He always spots just a slither of Otto and takes him down. And I think there's, I don't know if, was some pixels of Snappy showing there? I'm not sure, but...
I heard someone just now in the back of my head in TeamSpeak be like, you saw one more! You saw one more!
It's when you see the question mark on the radar. Just
He's there!
Yeah.
You saw one there?
Dude, Crims is one of my favorite pros.
Just steady.
Yeah. He made that 1v3. He just broke it down into chunks and took it one little bite at a time, and he made it look so manageable, even though it was such a tall order. And a lot of players would just swing out wide and just hope for the best sometimes.
He's
but
patient.
Yeah,
like that.
If you
exactly.
invested in a Crims stock, in 2015, your yields would have been nearly 400%.
Get it on Summit Hood, the new app.
Summit Hood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow, so Fnatic definitely, they've turned up here onto this game, and we're getting another fight coming through, but that's a collapse, not for the kill for Snappy, but he's mortally wounded. So, Flush has pulled out the AWP as well. Flusher as dangerous on an AWP as he is with an MP9, so you've got to be careful about that.
How annoying is that when you get drive-by by Flusher with an MP9?
Yeah. Dude, we had an overtime yesterday, and like in the first round of overtime, Flusher buys an MP9. It's like,
an OT.
And he got an ace.
And he got an ace, yeah. That round.
His entries are wild sometimes, with the way he uses his team's flashes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. He was doing it pretty much by himself. He was the B anchor on train, and he was just decimating them.
On defense, yeah.
Yeah. Ships trying to make this 1v3 happen. Just playing around Sandwich, but Crims, steady as always, takes him down. Pretty dominant half here for Fnatic. They now have won 9 rounds in a row.
Do you feel like, Jordan, that Flush is one of the most intelligent players?
Yeah.
Or like, how do you rank him in that sense?
Yeah.
Are there other players that are more intelligent? Or,
I don't spend a lot of time trying to quantify out the whole scene,
the
but
player IQ.
I did a podcast the other day where they were like pretty forward about asking me about his like, do you think he was cheating? And I was like, honestly, it sucks, like, because a lot of people called me a cheater. A lot of people are calling these other kids a cheater the other day.
Yeah,
It's hard to know the case, but one thing is for sure is Flush's game sense is undeniable. It's incredible. Just from playing with him, from hearing about people who've played with him, he's just got a little flair for thinking about where people are that aren't necessarily in front of him. He kind of reads the map well. I remember some of the Cloud9 guys saying it seems like he knew where 4 out of 5 people were almost at all times. Like if you were to just ask him, he's like, yeah, 2 here, 2 there, 1 there. Like, not sure where they're going in a sec, so let's get info here. And he's just always dialed,
He just, he's always been an incredibly good player to watch for that. Emi is going to try to make a go of this round. It's the last round of the first half. That little tap might allow him to get closer to the objective, but maybe not. 12-3, end of the first half. Can c0ntact bring it back in the second half? We'll find out after this short break. How many calories in L'Oreal? That's the discussion we were just having.
Oh, wow. I love this play from Golden. This is my favorite pug play. I do it every time I get a mid-spawn and I'm feeling it. You just bust out the deagle, go for that window shot. But he can't find anything there. Ships, though, playing around triple. Flash comes out, actually, and he peeks right around it, but JW is actually the first to find the kill. Through the smoke, Emi finds the trade, and it's a 4v4 situation. Crim somehow finding Emi in return, and Roland on top of stairs somehow, taking down Snappy. The 2 remaining c0ntact players are both around that stairs position. They have a lot of ground to make up.
I respect the deagle buy as well. That's actually pretty epic to see that on the pistol. Although the Glocks will do all of the work, as we'll have Fnatic pretty comfortably claiming the pistol round with 4 left alive at the end of the pistol affair. And now it's 13-3, and with the prospect of winning a round in advantage, they're playing against c0ntact who are on the CT side. They don't have too many options here, and they're so far behind. They're doing what I think is by far the best decision, which is to force buy. You're so far behind, you just have to do it. You can't wait for rifles at this point, and they won't. So we'll see what they can do with it.
Yeah, they should probably force into every round this game. In all honesty, if they actually want to give themselves the best chance, that's probably it. If you give up 1 round for free when you're down 13-3, you're almost guaranteed a loss against a team like Fnatic.
Yeah, your percentages are so low that already it doesn't matter that you're having round, you're already playing from a low percentage victory outcome, so you might as well force buy every round.
Now, do you prefer a deagle over P250 in this scenario? Because P250 still 1-taps from that range.
It doesn't anymore.
It doesn't anymore.
They took that out.
How long ago was that?
It was in the last 18 months or something.
18 months?
Yeah,
I played this way more than that. I've 1-tapped people with P250 from window.
It's if they have no helmet, you can. On pistol on the pistol round. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant this round. I thought you meant this round here.
No.
Yeah, no. P250 does. P250 does. It's just that the movement is just a little different, and the accuracy reset is just a little bit. I think it's slower actually for the P250 when you come to a stop. But this anti-eco is actually not as flawless for Fnatic as they would have hoped. It's looking still pretty good now, but it actually is brought down to a 1v1 all of a sudden. Emi finding some kills there, and Flesha, who found a kill earlier in the round, is now faced up against Emi, who's tucked himself into the apartment. Flesha with that MP5 equipped. This is
yuck.
Yeah, it's not the greatest weapon, but with Emi on low HP, he just has to find a couple of shots with
10 seconds as well.
And yeah, there's no time, but
what are you doing?
Oh, Flesha.
Someone call the time.
He never had to peek.
He didn't.
He didn't have to. In fact, peeking there is really bad. Actually.
Yeah, it's just bad for sure.
It's just really bad.
That's nerves or something kicking in.
Even if he finds the timing on him jumping up onto that, it's you could guarantee it by just waiting.
Yeah. He had a position to guarantee a win at the round because flusha would be forced to plant. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's a blunder.
Unfortunate. Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate for c0ntact.
Yeah,
now they're in a bigger hole.
But at the same time, like, they're probably wanting to get the hell out of Mirage at this point.
You always got to try to win, Dan. Never give up, never give in.
Hey man, it's not me.
I know you'd never give up, Dan. You play to the very end.
Yeah.
Dan's one of those guys try-harding at 15-2, calling a full A exec on Mirage. Just like, come on, man.
I would never call an A exec.
Ever.
What kind of scrub do you take me for?
Sometimes the A exec is the call.
That's true.
But Dan won't do it.
Just thinks it's too scrubby. But, oh, wow. Emmy pulling out the knife at the end after the 2K. But those are some great frags. And Ships chiming in with the deagle of his own. And Golden does take him down, finding another, and Fnatic seem to have things under control, but still a 2v2 situation. And far away is flusha. Golden here on the bomb site alone. And he will be tested. A tag comes out. Golden is quite low at this point, and flusha still making his way on over to try to support his teammate. Snappy has achieved advanced positioning at Cat, but it's not good enough as Golden does find the other in-game leader, and it just leaves Otto now in the 1v2.
Has a scout actually, which is really ideal for this situation, but never mind, he'll be taken down by flusha.
Flusha finally,
flusha.
he finally comes in to help his teammate, you know, after 30 seconds. Just him sitting around the site, making sure the flank is being covered. Always expect flusha flanking and doing something wild. He's a lurker. He loves it.
It's like Jordan was saying that flusha just has the pictures in his mind of where the players were. He just thought he convinced himself there was a player underpass, so he was just watching that for 30 seconds, even though no one came there.
It happens, you know. It can't be perfect.
Yeah, your mental map is
not even flusha. It can't be perfect all the time.
But like 90% of the time, he's nailing it. So, like, so you can definitely forgive the times it doesn't work out. And c0ntact, you know, there's always a way back. But flusha's going to take down Snappy towards the palace area. So with those two opening kills, you definitely feel as though, you know, that's the last nail in the coffin. And there's not too much left to really be done here for c0ntact. That try as they might, Fnatic have just better everything. I'll tell you, we'll be able to take down one, but there's a killing kind coming out from Roland, who will also finish off Emmy. So this leaves Otto with a FAMAS. They don't know that he's here. I'm trying to figure out where they're going to plant.
I think the bomb is it ramp? I can't tell. Oh no, it's been picked
up on Cat. So yeah, okay, they can just go plant B. Because otherwise, like, there is a win condition if they feel like they can plant A. Maybe he gets a double and then a 1v1.
Right.
But that's not happening. He's going to have to work for this one.
Oh yeah.
This is the AK though. Interesting. Well, I guess he was running anyway. So either way, 16-3. That's the end of the first map. Pretty easy for Fnatic. It's surprising because we've seen Fnatic struggling here or there the last couple of days with opponents, and c0ntact just beats Complexity in a best of 3, which had multiple overtimes. All the maps going all the way. I think the map that didn't have an overtime was 16-14. So they're able to go toe to toe with Complexity, but Fnatic is Fnatic. They're like, I feel like they're almost like a modern VP, you know, a VP of old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be headed to Fnatic's map pick next. That will be Train, and we'll see if c0ntact can bounce back after that pretty humiliating defeat.
Wow.